Have you ever imagined a crocodile with the tusks of a wild boar? It sounds like something straight out of a monster movie, right? But this creature was very real. Let me introduce you to one of the wildest predators to ever walk the earth, Kaprosuchus. Its name means boar crocodile, and it totally earned that nickname. This animal wasn't your average, everyday croc, lurking just below the water's surface. No way, this was a prehistoric powerhouse, a true beast of the Cretaceous period. It lived about 95 million years ago, roaming the hot, lush landscapes of what is now North Africa. It's an animal that completely redefines what we think a crocodile can be. When we picture crocodiles, we think of long, flat snouts and eyes peeking out of the water. They are amazing ambush predators for sure. But Kaprosuchus breaks all the rules. Imagine a 6-meter long, that's about 20 feet crocodile, but with long, powerful legs built for running on land. And then there are its teeth. It had these huge, tusk-like canines that were so long, they stuck out even when its mouth was closed. These weren't just for show, they were serious weapons. This incredible combination of features makes Kaprosuchus one of the most fascinating and terrifying predators of its time. It truly was a croc, built for a different kind of hunt. The nickname BoarCroc is just perfect for this animal. It captures the fierce, aggressive look that its skull suggests. The forward-facing eyes, the reinforced snout, and those massive tusks all point to a predator that was active, bold, and probably spent a lot of time on land. It wasn't just waiting for a fish to swim by. This was a creature that might have chased down its prey, using its size and power to take on dinosaurs and other large animals. The discovery of Kaprosuchus has opened up a whole new world of possibilities for how ancient croc relatives lived and hunted. It's a reminder that nature has always been full of incredible surprises. Thinking about this creature roaming the ancient floodplains is just mind-blowing. It shared its world with giant dinosaurs like Spinosaurus and Carcharodontosaurus. It was a tough neighborhood, and to survive, you had to be tough too. Kaprosuchus was more than tough. It was a specialized hunter that carved out its own unique niche in a dangerous ecosystem. It's a testament to the incredible diversity of life during the age of dinosaurs. So, get ready to travel back in time with me as we explore the amazing story of this one-of-a-kind prehistoric predator, the one and only BoarCroc. It's a journey you won't forget. The story of Kaprosuchus begins with an incredible expedition. Imagine traveling to the vast, scorching deserts of Niger in Africa. This place is now a sea of sand, but millions of years ago it was a world of rivers and lush floodplains. Paleontologist Paul Sereno and his team were on a mission here in 2009. They were searching for the remains of ancient life, digging through layers of rock that hold the secrets of the Cretaceous period. It was here, in a formation known as the Echkar Formation, that they found something truly extraordinary. It was a fossil that would change our understanding of ancient crocodiles forever. What they uncovered was not a complete skeleton, which is very common in paleontology. Instead, they found a skull. But what a skull it was almost perfectly preserved, measuring over 50 centimeters, about 20 inches, long. As the team carefully brushed away the sand and rock, the unique features of this animal began to appear. The first thing that stood out were the teeth. 3 pairs of enormous tusk-like fangs jutted out from the upper and lower jaws. They were so long that the skull had special notches or grooves to accommodate them when the mouth was shut. This was unlike any crocodile skull they had ever seen. The skull told a fascinating story, all on its own. It was deep and broad, not flat and long like modern crocodiles. The bone was unusually thick and textured, suggesting it was reinforced, maybe for ramming or fighting. And perhaps most importantly, the eye sockets were positioned forward, not upward. This gave Kaprosuchus stereoscopic vision, or depth perception, which is crucial for a predator that actively hunts on land. This single amazing skull was enough to tell scientists that they had discovered a completely new and very different kind of crocodilomorph, a terrestrial hunter with a powerful bite and keen eyesight. Paul Sereno and his team immediately knew they had something special. They named it Kaprosuchus saharicus. Kapros is Greek for boar, and suchos is Greek for crocodile, referencing its incredible tusks. The species name Saharicus honors the Sahara Desert where it was found. This single discovery, a lone skull buried for 95 million years, opened a window into a lost world. It painted a picture of a fearsome predator that was part crocodile, part boar, and all amazing. It's a perfect example of how one fossil can completely reshape our vision of the past and introduce us to creatures wilder than we could ever imagine. What made Kaprosuchus so incredibly unique? It all starts with that amazing head. Unlike the flat, pancake-like snouts of modern alligators and crocodiles, the BoarCroc had a deep, powerful skull that was built for strength. The end of its snout was covered in a rugged, bony shield made of thickened, overlapping scales. Scientists think this might have been used as a battering ram, allowing Kaprosuchus to slam into its prey with incredible force. This wasn't a delicate fish-snatching snout, this was a weapon designed for high-impact takedowns. It's a feature that points directly to a life of aggressive, terrestrial hunting. And then there are those teeth. Those are what really give Kaprosuchus its wow factor. It had 3 sets of enormous, dagger-like tusks that were circular in cross-section, much like the tusks of a wild boar. The 2 pairs in the upper jaw pointed almost straight down, while the pair in the lower jaw pointed straight up. When its mouth was closed, these tusks would have been fully visible, giving it a truly intimidating look. These weren't for slicing like a shark's teeth, they were for piercing and pinning. Imagine this creature clamping down on its prey. Those tusks would have delivered a devastating and inescapable bite, holding the animal in place. Beyond the tusks, the rest of its anatomy was just as unusual. The skull had these strange, rugged horns that flared out from the back. These were formed by specific bones in the skull, the squamosal and parietal bones, growing outwards. We don't know for sure what they were for, but they could have been for protection, for display to attract mates, or even for fighting with other Kaprosuchus. And while we haven't found a full skeleton, based on its relatives, scientists believe it had long, strong legs positioned more underneath its body than splayed out to the sides. This would have made it a much more efficient and speedy runner on land than any crocodile alive today. When you put all these pieces together, you get a truly formidable predator. At an estimated length of 6 meters, 20 feet, Kaprosuchus was about the size of a large saltwater crocodile, but it was built completely differently. It had the size and jaw power of a giant croc combined with the mobility of a terrestrial hunter. Its forward-facing eyes, battering ram snout, piercing tusks, and long legs made it a perfect predator for the riverbanks and floodplains of its ancient home. It wasn't just another crocodile, it was a unique experiment in evolution, a creature perfectly adapted for a life of active pursuit on land. So, where does this incredible creature fit into the grand family tree of crocodiles? Kaprosuchus belongs to a group called Mahajangasuchidae, a family of extinct crocodilomorphs that lived during the late Cretaceous. These weren't direct ancestors of modern crocodiles, but were more like cousins. Its closest known relative is another fascinating beast from Madagascar called Mahajangasuchus. Both of these animals had deep, robust skulls and were likely terrestrial predators, but Kaprosuchus took the tusk-like teeth to a whole new extreme. They represent a branch of the croc family tree that specialized in a land-based lifestyle, a path very different from the semi-aquatic ambush predators we know today. Imagine the world Kaprosuchus lived in. 95 million years ago, North Africa was not a desert. It was a massive river system, full of lush vegetation, winding waterways, and sprawling floodplains. This was a dangerous place, often called the River of Giants. Kaprosuchus shared this habitat with some of the largest predators of all time, including the fish-eating Spinosaurus and the massive meat-eating dinosaur Carcharodontosaurus. To survive and thrive here, Kaprosuchus needed to be a powerful and effective hunter. It likely prowled the edges of these waterways and ventured into the forests and open plains in search of food. So, how did it hunt? Its body gives us some big clues. The long legs suggest it could gallop or run at high speeds to chase down prey. The stereoscopic vision would have allowed it to accurately judge distances, a key skill for a pursuit predator. It probably didn't hunt in the water like modern crocs. Instead, it may have waited in ambush on land, hidden in the dense foliage, before bursting out to surprise its victim. It could have used its reinforced snout to ram the animal off its feet, then delivered a final fatal bite with those incredible tusks, pinning its prey to the ground. What was on the menu for a BoarCroc? Just about anything it could catch. Given its size and powerful build, it was more than capable of taking on medium-sized dinosaurs. Young sauropods, large lizards, and other terrestrial animals would have all been fair game. It was a versatile carnivore, an apex predator in its own right that could compete with the dinosaurs for food. The life of Kaprosuchus was likely one of constant action, patrolling its territory, chasing down prey, and defending itself in one of the most competitive ecosystems in Earth's history. It was a true Cretaceous survivor. Even though Kaprosuchus has been extinct for millions of years, its legend is bigger than ever. This amazing creature has charged into popular culture, capturing the imaginations of people all around the world. Its fierce appearance and unique hunting style make it a perfect star for documentaries, television shows, and video games. It was famously featured in the TV series Primeval, where it was portrayed as an incredibly fast and aggressive predator that travels through time to the modern day. This depiction, while fictional, helped introduce the BoarCroc to a massive audience and cemented its status as a prehistoric superstar. The world of video games has also embraced the BoarCroc. In games like Arca Survival Evolved, players can tame and ride a Kaprosuchus. The game highlights its most famous features, giving it a powerful leaping attack and the ability to snatch smaller creatures right out of the saddle. This interactive experience allows people to get a virtual feel for the power and agility that scientists believe the real animal possessed. It's also a popular subject for toys and collectibles. Detailed figures of Kaprosuchus, with its tusks and rugged horns, are must-haves for any young dinosaur enthusiast, bringing this ancient beast to life on bedroom floors everywhere. This fame is incredibly important. When an animal like Kaprosuchus becomes a pop culture icon, it does more than just entertain. It inspires curiosity and a passion for the natural world. A kid who plays with a BoarCroc toy might ask their parents what it was, leading to a trip to the library or a search online. They might watch a documentary about Paul Sereno's discoveries and become inspired to learn more about paleontology. These creatures are ambassadors from a lost world, and their stories are powerful tools for education. They show us that the history of life on our planet is full of creatures more incredible than any monster we could invent. In the end, Kaprosuchus is so much more than just a weird old crocodile. It's a symbol of the endless creativity of evolution. It challenges our assumptions and reminds us that the past was a dynamic and surprising place. The discovery of its skull in the Sahara was a moment that revealed a whole new type of predator, a galloping, tusked croc that hunted dinosaurs. That is an awesome and powerful image. The BoarCroc continues to fascinate us because it represents the wild, untamed spirit of the prehistoric world, and its story will no doubt continue to inspire wonder for generations to come. What a creature!